starting this meditation in the way we've started previously, finding a comfortable chair or a bed to lie down on. And we're going to be closing our eyes to support us in really being able to visualize ourselves without the distraction of the room around us. And with confidence that we have 10 minutes or so in which we won't be disturbed. And start by noticing your breath, noticing wherever you notice your breath, and inviting yourself to channel your own soothing capability through that breath. With each in-breath inviting positive emotion towards yourself and recognizing that this is a time for you. And with each out-breath inviting yourself to soothe and to calm and allowing your body to let go of tension each time you release the breath. And also inviting your breath to arrive at a rhythm, a speed and a depth that you know to be soothing for you. We're not forcing that, we're inviting it. And if it's challenging, we're just recognizing that sometimes it's easier for us than others. But while we're spending moments thinking about our breath and inviting soothing, we're also trying to kindly bring our attention back every time it wanders. So focus on your breath now for just a few moments. With this meditation, we're going to invite a recognition that we are developing an insight into our own wisdom, our own understanding of ourselves, whilst also recognizing that that journey can be challenging and requires us to be compassionate to ourselves. We start by accepting the wisdom that very little about what has happened to us was our own choice. We did not choose our identity, our gender, our culture, our language, our sexuality, and we did not choose to enter into the abusive relationship knowing the outcome. We did not choose to be complex human beings that have the psychological ability to love in spite of abuse. We did not choose to be psychologically capable of being addicted to a relationship that is damaging to us, to feel fear, obligation, guilt and shame as our primary emotions in our life. We did not choose to be unable to see this. We did not choose to stay longer than we should. We did not choose to go back when we could have been free. And whilst all of this may have felt like choices, we accept the wisdom that humans are complex psychological beings, and that many, many millions of humans experience the same journey through love and the same illusion of love and the same confusion about choice. Where we have the power to make a choice and where we are turning up to do that is in your recognition now that you are channeling and attempting self-compassion towards your own suffering and your own journey to freedom and love. Recognizing that there is work to do which you are choosing to do, to reject, blame, to soothe fear, obligation, guilt and shame, and to break out of cycles of abuse that have held you for a long time. Realizing that this will require growth in us and change. And this is the expression of our power and our choice and our freedom. Observing that in our attempts to learn, to understand our past and to learn self-compassion, it is like throwing seeds into a flower bed in which we are hoping to see growth and change. But recognizing that we will need to tend to this garden and cultivate it if we hope to see growth. And so in this meditation, I am inviting you to see the challenge you face in your suffering, and as you throw these seeds, you carry a hope that growth will occur in your life. But you face the challenge of cultivating that growth, of turning up for yourself, despite significant emotional challenge, exhaustion, and only just beginning to learn to be compassionate to yourself. And so bring into your mind an image of yourself who is there to support you, a version of you that carries all of the wisdom that you need and at times can struggle to access. A version of you that has learned that humans are complex and we can become disempowered, but also we can find our power again, and that is what you are doing. A version of you that will help you to pick yourself up when you feel yourself losing the commitment to push on. A version of you who's confident and believes in a future in which you're free and you experience love from yourself to yourself. A version of yourself from the future who can see the suffering in you now and responds with a great wisdom and strength and warmth to hold you up. This will be a new friend that we will be calling on many times in the Goggle program. But for you now, we will spend a few minutes in which you will really create a detailed impression of this wise, strong, and warm, compassionate version of yourself that you can see and hear when you're at a time of need. And so I invite you to really think about the tone of voice, the facial expressions, the body posture, all in relation to you, that you would see in a version of yourself that has already achieved the outcomes that you hope for, and how that version of yourself would speak to you in response to some of the questions or doubts or negative emotions that you throw at yourself. Just pause disbelief and invite yourself to fantasize about this version of yourself that can be in the future and will be if you do the work, but is giving you a glimpse right now to support you through the challenge. And then, when you're ready, let this image of yourself fade as you return back to the room. Just noticing what you noticed most about this version of yourself. The parts you were able to easily manifest in your imagination, and the parts that were more difficult. Recognizing that this is an exercise you can repeat and practice. And also recognizing that visualizing this version of yourself is really an exercise in which we are creating the goal we hope to achieve with the investment we put into ourselves. And so when you are ready, opening your eyes and returning to your day.